So what is the hypothesis? So we will see today's lecture is hypothesis in each and in normal distribution, Poisson distribution. Whenever we are going to solve the problems, that time we have to assume some hypothesis that to solve the problem. So first is test a hypothesis one. There is introduction, procedure, and null and alternative hypothesis, that simple composite hypothesis, sample error, level of significance, 1 or 2 tells. So test, second is test of hypothesis 2, difference between large and small sample test, that we have seen some test, the t-test, z-test, chi-square test. And there is degrees of freedom, condition of applying, where in which condition we apply for the t-test. That is all. Am I audible to you? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what is the application of t-test? Test of significance of mean. In what happened in t-test, we have to see the two group mean is equal or not. So in null hypothesis, we will give the statement that h naught is equal to mu is equal to mu naught. So test of significance of difference of two means. So that is pair, again it is pair t-test when we see for one individual before and after the what we can say the reading, or you can say the sugar level. So that time we will use for we will go for the pair t-test. And there is large sample test. So test of significance of mean. Large sample test means it is n is whatever our number of data that is greater than 30. So in that case we will go for the z test. Test of significance of mean, test of significance of difference of two means, that is mu is equal to mu naught, that we want to check. So we will give the statement that h naught is equal to mu is equal to mean, and we have to assume that. And in alternative hypothesis, mu is not equal to mu naught. When we are going for, when we'll solve it all the problems, that time we will come to know it is really, it is h naught is accepted or h1 is accepted, or h1 naught is rejected, or h1 is rejected. So test of significance between two standard deviation also. So testing of hypothesis. There is the main objective of taking a sample from the population. It is to get reliable information about the population. We are considering some population, and we are assuming that that population mean is equal to the sample mean. So for that we are stating the hypothesis. From the information obtained from the sample, conclusions are drawn about the population. This is called statistical inference. It may consist two parts. There is estimation of parameter and the test of statistical hypothesis. Estimation of parameters may, that is that unbiased, biasness, all the terms come out that you guys don't know. So you have to go deeply in the each and every statistical term, then only you will that is not included in your syllabus. So we'll simply say what is the hypothesis testing. So parameter and statistic, that we have seen that the parameter is number of described population. A parameter is the fixed number, but in practice we do not know its value because we cannot examine the entire population. So we take some sample and we assuming that that sample mean is equal to the population mean. Okay. A statistic is a number that describes a sample. So the value of statistics is known. When we have taken a sample, it can be changed from sample to sample. We often use a statistic to estimate an unknown parameter, that is mu and sigma. So this is mean, standard deviation and variance. So population mean and sample mean, whenever we are using this term, so we have to, if there is population mean, you have to give with the sign this mu. Standard deviation agar hota hai to you have to describe with the sigma, and variance is the sigma square. When you are considering this sample mean, sample standard deviation, sample variance, so that's sign is x bar, okay, and this is small s and small s square. So this you have to always remember when we are considering the population. That time we are describing the term mu, sigma, sigma square, and in sample there is x bar, s and h square. So statistical hypothesis. A statistical hypothesis is an assumption about the parameter of the population or the nature of the population. For example, we are that population mean is equal to 25. Okay. If the average weight of the student college A and college B are same. So we are assuming here that H naught is equal to student whichever college A and B, the two different colleges, the average weight of the students are same. And third is 20% of students of a college are non-vegetarians. Okay. The given population is the binomial population or sum of the hypothesis. These are all some examples how to, whenever you are assuming H0 and H1 and which situation we are state the statement about H0 and H1, what kind of that statement should be. So if, and the null hypothesis, when we are describing null hypothesis, it is simple null hypothesis, a statistical hypothesis which is taken for the possible acceptance, which is called null hypothesis, and it is denoted by H0. This is the sign of H0. If it is H0, whenever you see H0, that is null hypothesis. The neutral attitude of the decision maker before the sample observation are taken is the keynote of the null hypothesis. For example, mean of the population is 60. I am assuming that the mean of the population is 60. Now I want to prove. So this assumption is H naught is equal to mu is equal to 60. What will be the alternative hypothesis? This is two-sided hypothesis because mu is not equal to mu is equal to 60. So H1 में होगा mu is not equal to 60. Whenever we solve the problem, if the statement is mu is equal to 60, after solving the problem, we will come to know if really a mu is equal to 60 or which is not equal to 60. So that time, if answer is coming mu is equal to 60, when then that time we are accepting H naught as 0.0.5 level of significance. If it is not coming, so we will reject H naught. So mean of both population, this is second example, mean of both populations are equal. So H naught is equal to mu1 is equal to mu2. If any two groups, I want to check the sample mean or population mean, so that time we will give this statement. First, whenever we are going for solve the data analysis, that time we have to assume, we have to give the objective that H naught, what is your H naught and what is your H1. Okay, so here we are assuming that mu1 is equal to mu2. And the proportion of drinkers in the both cities are equal. This, so H naught is equal to P1 and P2. Proportion of city HP1 and PS other city is 2. So P2. In that situation, we are, this is some example how to describe the null hypothesis. So alternative hypothesis. Hypothesis is complementary to the null hypothesis, which is called alternative hypothesis, and it is denoted by H1. For example, we have seen mu is H naught, mu is equal to 60. Alternative is mu is not equal to 60. Mu1 is not equal to mu2. Proportion of whatever drinkers is not equal to P2. This is alternative hypothesis. So simple hypothesis, a simple hypothesis is one where the value of parameter under H naught is specified constant and value of parameter under H1 is a different specified constant. For example, mu H naught is equal to mu is equal to 0 and H1 mu is equal to 10. Then we have simple hypothesis test, equal to we are assuming that mu is equal to 0, and H1 mein we are considering that mu is not equal to 0, means mu is anything 1 to 100 or whatever. So here you can particularly value of H0 for H0 and a different particular value for H1. H1 and H0, it is alternate. Just reminder that if I say H0 and H1, so H0 is the null hypothesis, H1 is the alternative hypothesis. Now composite hypothesis. We have seen simple hypothesis, उसमें क्या होता है कि that it no, which is not equal to. Here, which is greater than equal to or less than equal to, there is composite hypothesis. The most problem involve more than a single alternative. Such hypothesis is called composite hypothesis. Example, mu is equal to 0 versus H1 means alternative hypothesis, mu is not equal to 0, which is two-sided H1. If it is given this greater than sign or less than sign, this is one-sided hypothesis. Okay, this is two-sided means not equal to. So one-sided is H1 can be written as mu is equal to 0 and alternative is mu is greater than or smaller than 0. This hypothesis, they include more than one value of H1. Means they can consider mu is equal to not equal to 0 also, mu is greater than equal to 0, or mu is less than equal to 0. So this is a composite hypothesis. Now the sample error. Sample error हमने देखा था. What is that? We have gone through all the formulas and the standard deviation of the sample statistics is called the standard error of the statistics. For example, if different sample for the same size n are drawn from the population, we get different values for sample mean x bar. If there is one population, अगर मुझे किसी का sample collect करना है, तो मैं अगर चंद्रपुर का sample लेती हूँ, तो obviously population is India. Okay, we are choosing some sample is like Nagpur or Delhi or Mumbai. So everywhere the sample is different. So mean is also different. And the standard deviation, that is x is called standard error of x bar. Okay, standard error of x bar. So standard error of x bar will be depend on the sample size and variability in the population. Standard error jitna kam hoga, that time our data will be consistent. So how to calculate the standard error, that is sigma upon root n. Standard error ka formula which is sigma upon root n. So this is standard error of small some well-known statistics. Means if you want to calculate the standard error from mean, so that time the formula is sigma upon root n. Difference between two mean agar we are considering, so that is x1 minus x2 bar, so that time sigma 1 square upon n1 means this samples ka standard error and this sample ka standard error. Okay, if there is a considering proportion for that particular population, so that time this is the formula for standard error, p into q, and the n means probability of failure and probability of success, that PQ, and difference between two proportions, that P1 dash minus P2 dash, that time this is also proportion, that P1 P plus Q is equal to 1. Okay, so this is the formula for that for difference of two proportion, P1 upon P1 into Q1 divided by N1 plus P2 upon Q2 divided by N2 the whole square, a whole square square root. So what is the use of standard error? To test whether the given value of statistic differs significantly from the intended population parameter, that is whether the difference between value of sample statistics and population parameter is significant or not. The difference may be attributed to the chance. We are going to check what is the difference between two parameters, which is same or not. So on which basis we are seeing that when we are using that standard error, that time we can say that this data is less variability and this data is greater variability. So on that on using the sample error, we can see that which data is consistent. So to test the randomness of a sample, that is test whether the given sample be regarded as a random sample from the population or not. So to obtain the confidence interval from parameter of the population, when you are calculating the mean, so there is mu plus 2 sigma, mu minus 2 sigma. So that is the mu is lies between two intervals. Okay, that is one lower limit and upper limit. So that time that is the interval. Okay, so it is the possibility plus minus 2 plus minus 3 or plus minus 1 sigma. So that is interval. So the to determine the precision of the sample estimate, because precision of the statistics is 1 upon standard error. So we can take the precisions for that data using this formula 1 upon standard error. So what is the type 1 and type 2 error? So in testing statistical hypothesis, the following situation may arise. Sometimes whenever you are going to test, when the person is positive, but the test is saying negative, okay, that is false positive. ऐसे बहुत जगह पे मतलब अभी तो हो ही रहा है, but that time what is the type 1 error and type 2 error? This is the main concept you are using. That means sometimes the person को cancer है, that is detecting in the test that person is not having a cancer. Okay, so this is true, that person is true, and test is also giving the true results. That is true, person is true, but the test is giving the false result. It is like that. There is one table for that. I'm always confused with that table. When I was in my graduation level, मुझे कभी समझ में ही नहीं आता था. It is now the hypothesis may be true, but it is rejected by the test. The hypothesis may be false, but it is accepted by the test. The hypothesis may be true, it is accepted by the test, and hypothesis may be false, so it is rejected by the test. So 3 and 4 are correct decision, while 1 and 2 are errors. This is both are errors, that is type 1 and type 2 error. The error committed rejecting a hypothesis which is true is called type 1 error. Its probability is denoted by alpha. And when the error committed accepting hypothesis which is false, it is called type 2 error. Its probability is denoted by beta. Beta is the power of the test. So it is how, if the test H naught is true, and it is by testing, it is also getting the correct answer, though this is a correct decision, but that person is true, but the test is saying that person is not true. So this is type 1 error. Test is saying yes, that the person is positive, but then also that result is negative. So this is type 1 error. It is false alarm. So H naught is false, that person is negative, but in case this H naught is false, that person is negative, and test is also saying this person is negative, that is a correct decision. But if the person is negative and that test is saying that person has some that person is positive, so this is type 2 error. So this is both are correct decision. When that it is not correct, that is type 1 error and type 2 error. So what is the level of significance? In any test procedure, both the types of error should be kept minimum. Okay, that they are interrelated. It is not possible to minimum both the errors simultaneously, but we can test one by one. Hence, in practice, probability of type 1 error is fixed and type 2 error is minimized. That alpha is fixed, so we can calculate for the beta. Beta is the type 2 error. The fixed value of type error is called the level of significance, and that level of significance we are considering sometimes 0.05, that is 5%, and it is 1%. So 95% of chances for acceptance, 5% error is allowed in our data set. So 1% is 99%, 1% there is an error. So this basis we are going to estimate the alpha and beta. So most commonly we are using, generally we use for the 5% error. When decision is taken at 5% level of significance, it means that 5 cases out of 100 it is likely to reject the null hypothesis, reject a hypothesis which might to be accepted. Our decision of reject H naught is 95% correct. This LOS means level of significance. We always consider the 5% level of significance in statistics. So 95% the correct decision. Now critical region. If test statistics fall in some interval which supports alternative hypothesis, we reject the null hypothesis. This interval is called rejection region. The test statistics fall in some interval which support the null hypothesis and we fail to reject the alternative hypothesis, that is acceptance region. The value of the point which divided the rejection region and acceptance one is called the critical value. That critical value, which is critical value that we have to find in our after that H0, H1, whatever we are going to experiment for population sample, we will solve that example using some normal distribution or binomial or Poisson. That time we are using this level of significance, rejection region, acceptance region, critical values. So this is एक छोटा सा diagram है. This is 95. This is a critical region. So this rejection, our data, we are 5% level of significance we are considering, means 95% is acceptance. So this fall, this is normal bell-shaped curve, that is normal distribution. So 2.50 के left side में आ जाएगा and 2.50 के right hand side में आ जाएगा. So this is 2.5% rejection and 0.025 here, and here it is also 0.025. That is 0.05%. Okay, and 95% acceptance lie between that critical region. So this is the critical value. When we are rejecting, rejection region is here, so that critical value is here. Okay, and this is non-rejection region, where means this data we are accepting, and this is the rejection region, because out of 100, 5% maybe test is positive, but it is given the false result. So that rejection is this 0.25, 0.25. Okay, and this is the mean. So this is some example how to use that testing hypothesis and how to do what is the alpha is 0.05. In most application, there is one-sided or one-tail hypothesis test. Okay, so in most application, a two-sided or two-tail hypothesis test is most appropriate approach. This approach is used in the expression of null and alternative hypothesis as follows. Here we are saying that mu is 170 null hypothesis versus H1 means alternative hypothesis. We are saying that mu is not equal to 170. Now we have to check this hypothesis. We are state the rejection and acceptance region as shown in the next slide. We will are assuming that alpha is equal to 0.05. So this is the region. So in the normal distribution for that particular 0.05, that value is 1.96 in that table. I yesterday I sent you all the normal distribution table value, Poisson distribution table values, and binomial distribution. So how we are going to check that 0.025 ke liye what is the Z value in the table? So this value is 1.96. So this is acceptance region and this is the rejection region. So rejection region is probabilities are equally split between two tails. That's the reason for the label as a two-tail test. This procedure allows the possibility of rejection because this is divided into two sides. Okay, so this is two-sided. If it is greater than or less than, that is one tail. So we are saying only one tail area of particular graph. So this procedure allowed to possibility of rejection the null hypothesis, but does not specifically address in the sense of statistical significance the direction of the difference is detected. See this, there is, I told you the alternative hypothesis is mu is not equal to, abhi nahi liya hai, we are saying that mu is greater than 170. Okay, so this is mu is expression is sometimes given as mu is less than and equal to 170, and h1 is mu is greater than 170. So this is one tail area. Difference between two has to be with null hypothesis is express and implication of the expression. The first expression is the more theoretically correct one and carries it with clear connotation, and that an outcome of the opposite direction of the alternative hypothesis, it is not considered possible. So it is this way, it is actually the process of 0.05, that is means acceptance reasons is 95% of the area and rejection is the 5% of the area, that is upper tail, because this is showing that this is one tail, this is greater than, where is that, it is greater than 170. So we are rejecting this area, we are accepting this area. Okay, for 0.05, that 0.05. Okay, here we are not dividing that 0.025 and 0.025 because this is one tail area we are finding. So this value 0.05 in normal distribution table, that is 1.645 Z value. So critical values at important level of significance is given below. Two tail test के लिए 1% के लिए 2.58, 5% के लिए 1.96 and 10% के लिए 1.645. If one tail area, agar we are considering that mu is greater than 170 or less than, so that time 1% के लिए value is 2.33, 1.645, and if it is 10% alpha, okay, this is level of significance. If I am considering alpha is 1%, so that time, and the test is one tail test, so this the values for 5%, 1% and 10%. So testing a hypothesis, that is the value of statistics obtained from the large sample is generally close to the parameter of the population. If in the population, if you are considering the large samples, so it is most probably that value is coming approximately same, that mean from the population and mean from the sample, it approximately same. But there is situation one has to take a small sample, but we cannot take more than 30. That time, if a new medicine is to be introduced, a doctor cannot test the new medicine by giving to many patients. So it can be a small sample. Okay, so thus he take a very small sample. Generally, a sample having a number of observation less than and equal to 30 regarded as a small sample. So when the sample is less than 30, so this is the large sample, and what is small sample, this is the difference between two. So this is large sample and small sample table. First, the sample size is greater than 30, and in the small sample, the sample size is less than 30. The value of the statistics obtained from can be obtained from the sample can be taken as an estimated of the population parameter. The value of statistics obtained from the sample cannot take as an estimated of the population parameter. So here we can use, if it is the sample is greater than 30, that time we can use for the normal distribution. And if the less, the sample size is less, so this is we can go for the t test, f test. F test तो I don't think so तुमको है, normal distribution ही है, binomial and Poisson. I don't लेट मी चेक. बहुत डिफिकल्ट जा रहा है क्या समझने के लिए?
मैम एक दो बार रीड करना पड़ेगा तो समझेगा थोड़ा.
So you have t-test, that is sample pooled ANOVA test and level of significance. Can you see the screen?
Yes ma'am.
Okay, क्योंकि मेरा पूरा अभी फिर से बंद होके शुरू हो गया. नहीं. So you have only t-test, ANOVA, and type 1 error, type 2 error, standard error mean, that is I have already covered, an alternative large sample, what is small samples. Now we have to solve the problems on the small sample, t-test and ANOVA. There is non-parametric test also there. When the distribution is not continuous, that time we are going to solve this Wilcoxon sign rank test, Mann-Whitney U test, Krusell-Verghese test, and Friedman test. The F test is there. So what is the degrees of freedom? So degrees of freedom is the number of independent observation of the variable. The number of independent observation is different from different statistics. So suppose we are asked to select any 5 observation, there is no restriction on the selection of this observation. Then degrees of freedom is 5. Okay. Suppose we want to select 5 observation and whose sum is 100. Here 4 observation can be selected freely, but 5th observation is automatic selected by the restriction of total 100. Because if you see the standard error ka formula, so we are already used the X bar. So that time our, when you are calculating from the sample, so that time our n is n minus 1, because we are already used 1 degree of freedom for the X bar calculating. So we are not free to select all 5 observation, but our freedom is to restrict the total to the selection of only 4 observation. Thus degree of freedom for selecting observation and observation, when such restriction is given, that time it is n minus 1. When you are going for the sample, that is every time it is n minus 1. If 2 such restriction are given in the freedom of will be n minus 2. If I want to check the 2 group of means, so X bar and Y bar. So in that case, X bar is, we are using 1 degrees of freedom in X bar, and Y bar there is again 1 degrees of freedom. So what will be the n? N is our total n is minus n minus 2. N minus 2 degrees of freedom we are using. Whenever we are using that formula, it should be there, that sigma upon n minus 2 or sigma upon n minus 1. So this is the formula. If the degrees of freedom associated with the some important statistics, so degrees of freedom of X bar, just now I said this summation xi divided by n, because we are using calculating X bar. But when we are going to calculate the variance, so that time here we are use the X bar. Okay, so n is n minus 1 ho jata hai. So summation xi minus X bar square upon n. So here degrees of freedom is n minus 1. Because here in X bar we are already 1 degree is using. So this is student T distribution. This is a we have seen earlier that it is published under pen name of students and student t distribution, all that. And this is if x1, x2, xn is a random sample of n observation drawn from the normal population with mean mu and standard deviation sigma, then the distribution of it is defined by t is equal to x bar minus mu s upon root of n minus 1. See here, formula is n minus 1 because here we are using x bar. So here n minus 1 degrees of freedom. T distribution is n minus 1 degrees of freedom. What is S? What is S? अभी तो बताया था before half an hour. I have shown one table that there is, if the sample is from the population, that time mu sigma sigma square. If the sample is from sample, when we are calculating the sample, that time we are defining x bar s and s square. That is standard deviation. नहीं आया यार? See, आगे जाके बोलेंगे व्हाट इज एस मैडम, मुझे समझ में ही नहीं आ रहा है सिग्मा।
मैम बट हमने स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन तो म्यू से डिनोट किए थे ना पहले।
नहीं, म्यू से कभी भी डिनोट नहीं किया, म्यू से तो मीन ही डिनोट होता है and x bar
नहीं
means
सिग्मा
when we
सिग्मा से
sigma, when we are calculating for the from the population, that time we are using this sigma square, but when we are doing this for the sample, that is that time we are using this s. Okay. So I think this t distribution, it is not there for you. And assumption of t distribution, the population from which the sample is drawn is normal, and the sample is randomly selected, and the population of standard deviation sigma is not known. So we have to calculate that from the sample. The properties of t distribution, the properties of the probability of curve of t distribution is symmetrical. The tails of the curve are asymptotic to x-axis, and when n is infinite, t distribution tends to the normal distribution. T distribution आपको सिर्फ इसमें ही है, I think टेस्ट में we have to, there is how to generate that t distribution probability and PDF that you don't have. So it is very big distribution, and this is very important distribution like normal distribution. So the form of t distribution varies with the number of degrees of freedom. So uses of t distribution, for testing the significance of the difference between sample mean and population mean. Whenever we are going to take a difference, when we are going to calculate the difference between two population mean, sample mean, so this we will go for the t distribution. Testing difference between the mean of two different sample, that time also we use the t distribution. And for testing significance of the observed correlation and observed correlation, and whenever the testing of significance is observed regression coefficient, that time also we go for the t distribution. So if I will give one example, so you have to select which distribution is suit for that problem. This is always find remember this, whenever we go for two sample or two sample mean and population mean, whenever we are going to check this, that time we go for the t distribution. Okay. Pair t, it is before and after observation. For single means one individual का अगर before and after होगा, that time you can go for the pair t test. So this is the graph for t distribution with 2 degrees of freedom. This will change. If it is go for 4 degrees of freedom, it follows normal distribution. Okay. If you go for 5 degrees of freedom, it's coming towards to normal distribution. See, this is the normal distribution, standard normal curve. Now, application of t-test, the test of significance of a mean sample. Suppose where respectively, if you want to test hypothesis, there is no significant difference between the sample mean and assume that mu of the population. So we can apply for the t-test in the following way, that H naught is equal to population mean is equal to mu, and population mean not equal to mu. So this is the formula for t distribution. Sorry, x bar minus mu upon s divided by root of n minus 1. So degrees of freedom associated with the statistics t in n minus 1 degrees of freedom. Okay, the value of t is compared with the table value and the whatever the degrees of freedom at the required level of significance. Means that level of significance we generally consider the 5% level of significance. What is that 5% level of significance? We are actually, that error term is there 5% and 1%. So 99% data is accepted and 5% in that rejection in the rejection reason. So t calculated value, but whatever value we are getting from this formula, that we can calculate, that we can compare with the table value. If the table value is greater than from calculated value, that time we are accepting the null hypothesis. Okay, if the t calculated value is greater than table value, so that time we are accepting the alternative hypothesis, that is rejecting null hypothesis. So these are all examples. If you want to solve, you can solve. So there is test of significance of difference between mean two samples, two small samples. Suppose two independent small sample of size n1 and n2 are drawn from the two normal population. The mean of the samples are x1 bar and x2 bar respectively. That time we are going to use this formula, t is equal to x1 bar minus x2 bar upon standard deviation root of 1 upon n1 plus 1 upon n2. What is the degrees of freedom over here? Anybody can guess? सब लोग खाने के बाद मस्त मैडम पढ़ा रही है, पढ़ाने दो, हम क्या करना है, कॉपी वॉपी करके कैसे भी एग्जाम में। टेल मी, कोई तो बताओ, n प्लस प्लस क्या, व्हाट इज द डिग्रीज ऑफ फ्रीडम ओवर हियर? अभी तो मैंने फ्लॉन्ट भी किया था वो स्लाइड को. If you are using x1 bar and x2 bar, so how many degrees of freedom we are used? Here 2, and here 2 n1 plus n2 samples. 2 n1, 2 samples. One is because we are considering difference between two different small samples. So n1 and n2 is 2 different. So n1 plus n2 minus 2 degrees of freedom आएगा. See, this is the formula, and T is based on n1 plus n2 minus 2 degrees of freedom. Okay. I will share these slides. You can solve this all the examples on the basis of that formula. See, there is 2 independent sample of the following information is available. Here is sample 1, sample 2, इसका size भी दिया है, mean दिया है, standard deviation दिया है. You can put this in the formula and you can check that value with the T table value. First, you have to calculate the T value from that formula, and that you can compare with the table value. what happened here, the below the horse A and B are tested running particular track. So horse A का sample दिया है, horse B का sample दिया है. So that horse A is faster than horse B. What will be the null hypothesis here? Guess. क्या करोगी इस प्रॉब्लम में?
मैम यहाँ हम ट्रैक को बोलेंगे क्या? नहीं,
क्या? Horse A is faster than horse B. हॉर्स ए का मीन और हॉर्स बी का मीन कैलकुलेट करेंगे. दैट हॉर्स ए इज ग्रेटर देन हॉर्स बी. दैट इज द नल हाइपोथेसिस. So this is pair t-test for different difference of means. When we use for pair, when we go for the pair t-test, we use the pair t-test when there is one measurement variable and two nominal variables. One of the nominal variable has only two values. The most common design is that one nominal variable represents a different individual, while the other is before and after some treatment. So sometimes the pair are especially rather than in order, we has left versus right, injured limb versus uninjured limb, and above a dam versus below dam, etc. So whenever it is before, after, or but that person should be same person. Okay, दो different का नहीं कर सकते. If you are going for two persons different mean, so we will go for the simple t-test. When we are going for pair t-test, it is the individual should be same. For example, we perform undergraduates on the test of manual dexterity before and after drinking a cup of tea. For each student, there will be two observations, one before the tea and one after the tea. So this time that sample of that group of sample is same, but we are taking two times observation. We are observing that two person in two times, before cup of tea and after cup of tea. So that time we will go for the paired t-test. See, using a pair t-test has much more statistical power than difference between group in small relative to the variation within the group. So pair t-test only appropriate when there is just one observation from each combination of the nominal values. For the T example, that would be one measurement for dexterity of each student before drinking tea and one measurement after drinking tea. This is the formula. Under the hypothesis, there is no difference between the population. That T can be applied in the following way: mu is equal to 0, but there is difference. We are calculating D bar, that is difference, and square root of n minus 1. So summation of D or D bar means mean of that difference, and summation of variance is 1 upon n summation di minus d bar scale. So value of T is computed in the given data and compare the table value n minus 1 degrees of freedom. Okay, because we are considering only one here, but d bar already considered. So we are use 1 degree of freedom in the T test. So that is, it follows n minus 1 degrees of freedom. And this is the example for that before campaign and after campaign. Can be campaign just successfully at 5% level of significance. I'll post these two examples. You can solve. Okay, in the next week. आपके एग्जाम्स कब होते हैं?
मैम अब तक तो हो जाते हैं वैसे हर साल, पर अभी कोविड की वजह से कुछ फिक्स नहीं है, सर्टेन ही नहीं है.
तो हमारा ऑनलाइन ही होता है ना?
हाँ मैम, इस बार ऑनलाइन ही है।
ऐसे
मतलब
ही एक
फर्स्ट वाले हुए अभी उस दिन इंटरनल, अभी सेकंड इंटरनल होगा। और फिर मई लास्ट वीक में बोल तो रहा यूनिवर्सिटी की एग्जाम्स ले गए।
ओके ठीक है। ओके देन आई मैं ये तो दो तीन प्रॉब्लम जिन्होंने प्रोबेबली का प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व नहीं किया है वो लोग सॉल्व करें। किसको समझ में नहीं आया है? एटमोस्ट एटलीस्ट ये समझा? हम्म ओके
यस मैम।
चलो देन bye for today, we will see in the next week.